What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Dave James. I'm back with another video. If y'all are enjoying this content, hit that like button and subscribe. I really appreciate all the love everybody has been showing, man. Shout out to the subscribers, y'all. Y'all keep letting me know what videos y'all want to see. And that Patrick Williams Bout predictions video is gonna come out. I'm about to drop it after this video, especially if this does good too. So y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, comment if y'all fuck with the content, yo. Just engage with me and let me know what y'all think about these videos, man. But let's get started on this. So what has been the Bulls like? What was their criticism, man? We all heard Zach LaVine and DeRozan doesn't fit, but we also heard something that people like to say. They say our bench is garbage, and I just don't understand how you can say that. So Coby White, Alex Caruso, as you can see, Troy Brown Jr., Derrick Jones Jr., Alex Johnson, and Tony Bradley is garbage. No, it's not. The Bulls bench might be one of the more underrated benches in the NBA right now because people are just looking at names. They're just looking at big names. Because these guys don't have the biggest names, probably except for Alex Caruso, they're automatically trash. But if you see what these guys bring to a table, to a team that utilizes their skill sets, you'll understand why they're so important to this team. You see, people just think that the bench is going to be an all bench five. Like, we're just going to be playing these five as a bench. No, because you don't really have no offensive creator except for Coby White, and Coby White's going to be out the start of the season. So it's going to take for him some time to get back in rhythm. But people just think it's just going to be an all bench five. No, we're going to be playing these guys with guys who enhances their game. Like, you will not see Derrick Jones on the court without Lonzo Ball. You know what I mean? Y'all got to understand that it's all about rotations to get the best out of these guys. That's why I think these guys are so underrated. They complement some of the starters' games. Let's get into this, man. So one of the underrated moves this whole free agency was the Bulls picking up Alex Caruso to come off their bench. You know, they signed Alex Caruso, and he's gonna be coming off the bench like a 6-man, 7th-man type thing. And people don't understand, this guy can start on a lot of teams, but what Alex Caruso brings is defense and energy, man. He's gonna disrupt a lot of point guards, which you need on your team. A guy who's gonna come in, guard dudes 94 feet, make it harder for guards to score. And he showed that he could shoot the three-point at a good percentage last year. Yeah, last year he had like 37% from three, so he can make the open three, and he's great in transition. We will see a lot of lineups with Alex Caruso, with DeMar DeRozan and Lonzo Ball, because he loves running. He can dunk in transition, finishing in transition, and he brings that championship DNA and playoff experience to the young guys. Things the young guys don't know, Alex Caruso will help them. So this was a very good signing. This is why I don't understand how you could say the bench isn't respectable, because Alex Caruso, a guy who could start on a lot of teams, is coming off the bench. So next we got Coby White. So Coby White, I think this is the piece that really separates the Bulls from certain teams. When you have a dude with this scoring ability that could come off the bench, that is good, man. Like, yo, he goes so underrated. How much people from his class are better than him, man? You see, Coby White has the full arsenal. Can shoot the three, shoot the mid-range, great finisher in transition, a very skilled player, and he can play off the ball, man. And now that the Bulls have acquired Lonzo Ball, Coby doesn't have to run PG. He doesn't have to get those be a starter no more. He could come in and kind of smooth into the game and play his own role, man, which makes his team more versatile, because there is your 16-point per game scorer off the bench. He can score in a variety of ways. So much big matchups this year, Coby White went off for this X amount of points, 30s, 40 balls. The guy's scoring is very good around his age, and he's only 21, so he is only getting better. So you have Alex Caruso and Coby White coming off your bench. That is a very good pickup. A guy who can knock down the three, great catch and shoot player, and complements Lonzo Ball because he's very athletic, very good finisher in transition, man. He's going to be a matchup problem for a lot of these guards at guard. For the smaller guards, Coby's going to kill, man. He has the whole arsenal in his bag and is still developing. So that is a great pickup. And now he can play to his strength. He doesn't have to worry about doing too much. Coby's job is just to come in and put that ball in the basket. Next, we got the Troy Brown Jr. See, a lot of people, you see, the problem in basketball is when you're not a household name, no one really understands you. When you're not on the most like box office teams, nobody really watches you. Troy Brown hasn't had the luxury of being on box office teams, but true Bulls fans from last year know how good this guy is and what he brings to the game, man. Very good finisher in transition, very versatile on the defensive end. He helps the Bulls out with defensive versatility and just a very good teammate. Always a guy in great spirits and does a little bit of everything, and that's what you need. Now that you have the right pieces around Troy Brown, he can be productive. See, y'all are just looking at individual talent, but y'all are not looking at how these dudes complement each other. Troy Brown with Lonzo Ball, DeMar DeRozan, guys who run fast, Zach LaVine and all that, he's going to be able to play his game of basketball at a high rate that can impact his team positively, man. That can help this team impact his team positively, bro. And that's what Troy Brown is going to bring to this team. So I'm very excited about this signing, and this was a very underrated signing and underrated player. For real. You see, next we got Derrick Jones Jr. You see, this is why I love what AK did. He didn't just make moves on individual talent. He made moves on how guys would fit with each other. Derrick Jones Jr. comes in as an amazing fit and amazing addition to this team. Because what does he bring you? He brings you defensive versatility and energy. You know what I mean? A great finisher in transition, a lob threat, and defensive versatility. This is another guy that can guard 1 through 5 and make the Bulls' defensive matchup so superior to other teams with him, Patrick Williams, Lonzo Ball, and all the positions that they can guard. If there's lineups with these dudes in it, it will be so hard for the opposing teams to get good shots. And you know what else? Derrick Jones can shoot a little bit. You know what I mean? He brings you a little shooting, and he's a great finisher around the rim. See, guys, let's stop looking at talent and the most known guys, and let's look at how they can fit with others. Like I said, there's no way Derrick Jones is going to be on the court and Lonzo Ball won't be on the court, because then he can't play to his full strength and his best capabilities. So most times Derrick Jones is on the court, Lonzo will be on the court, feeding him in transition, feeding him in cuts, throwing oops for him so he could dunk it. That's what I'm saying. Y'all got to understand, it's more than just looking at his talent, man. You got to look at who he's going to play with. The best teams know how to play with each other. And you can't tell me you see Derrick Jones. You don't see Derrick Jones and Lonzo Ball coexisting, man. So it's another great pickup for the Chicago Bulls team. Next, we got Alice Johnson. So next we got Alice Johnson. Alice Johnson reminds me of Luke Dort in the sense, not because of their play style, in the sense where you saw a small sample of him being a very good player, but then when he got a bigger role on the team the next year, he shows up. You see, Luke Dort showed you in the playoffs that he was a great defender and that he can finish and he can score sometimes versus the Rockets. He guarded Harden, made the world hard for Harden, and the next season had a very good season. Remember, this season, Luke Dort averaged like 16, shot like 35% from the three-point line. But you saw the glimpses, and you knew when he had a bigger role on another team that he was going to show up. That's what Alice Johnson reminds me. Now that he's gotten paid, he's in a city that wants him, that he finally knows, and he has a guaranteed contract at, he's going to show up, man. Another dude with a great finisher, great floater game, another lob threat, and rebounds. I mean, this guy had 25 rebounds in so much games. I said so much. In like 2 games, he had 20 plus rebounds, and he's only like 6'7", 6'8", can run the floor, finish in transition. Very athletic guy on the defensive end, brings you defensive versatility, can guard centers, and very, very mobile, man. Another guy that runs the floor, that can play with Lonzo Ball and DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, as we can see. Another guy that's going to prove himself this year. So I'm very high on Alice Johnson, man. I think he's going to show up this year. Very underrated player. Was damn near the best 10-day contract player last year. People were surprised that he was a 10-day on how good he was playing. You know what I mean? So next week and last, we got Tony Bradley. Another great complimentary piece that brings rim protection. If you look at the Bulls bench, there's a lot of very good defenders that can disrupt offenses. Tony Bradley, Kobe White can play passing lanes. He's not the best defender, but he all right. Alex Caruso, Derrick Jones Jr., very versatile. And, you know, there's a lot of versatile. I even forgot about Stanley Johnson. My fault. I forgot about him. But there's a lot of versatility on the defensive end. There's a lot of guys, even Alice Johnson, who know what they're doing. A lot of guys who know their role, and that's Tony Bradley. He's a great rebounder, and he complements like a fast-paced offense because he loves to run the floor. So he is an underrated guy. Great touch around the rim, great rebounder, very good blocker, very good shot blocker, and he protects the paint, man. So I am very hype about this team this year. My bad, y'all. I forgot about Stanley Johnson, bro. I'll do him for the next video. So hit the like button and subscribe. The Bulls need more respect when it regards to their bench. And it's Dave James. I'm out, man.